So I'm making a whole separate video with this because I got to talking and made a long video, which I do sometimes. But I also wanted to say that I'm very thankful for meeting a lot of y'all at the Stave Mill and everything. I've met some very kind-hearted people lately at the Stave Mill, and I'm very thankful for all y'all on YouTube as well. And the reason I'm doing this is because I'm using my daughter's headphones right now with the microphone to do this audio, because the audio is messed up on my iPhone. And so that's the whole reason I'm doing this. And I bought a different pair earlier, but they did not work very well. That's why I'm doing this right now. But what I wanted to say is I'm thankful for you all on YouTube as well, and thankful for all that the Lord's done for me and my family. I said I was going to try to start saying that in my videos more often. I'm thankful for my wife and for my children, for my health, for my truck, for everything. You know, I'm a po' boy from Kentucky is what I say sometimes in a joking way. Poor boy is what I'm saying, from Kentucky, and kind of like it that way. But I'm thankful for everybody, for all that the Lord's done for me and my family. And I recently too, Buck and Billy Ray was kind of talking to me in one of his videos. Lots of y'all know him. That's how I learned how to swing an axe. And I don't know if you'll see this or not, but what I wanted to say to him, it's my pleasure to do what I did, to show support for doing good things. You know, it's my pleasure. So, and I'm thankful as well for what I've learned from him over the years with my axemanship and with saws. That's how I learned how to sharpen a chainsaw as well, and how to fell trees even. You watch me, I do it kind of similar to him, even though we have completely different woods. And that's why, because he's the person that I've used to learn, you know, those things. Axemanship more than anything. Well, I don't even know if I'd say more than anything, but a lot axemanship. But it was my pleasure. I wish him and his family the best, and everybody else on there as well. I wish the best for everybody. And I'm very thankful to know many of you and hear from you and talk to you. So I God bless each and every one of you. I'm so thankful for all that the Lord's blessed me with, and for getting to talk to many of you. Daniel Atkins, Rick, there's lots of names. Peter from Germany, Gary, there's lots of y'all on there. Grizzly Ridge Runner, lots of y'all on there that I'm happy to hear from. Brian Two Bears. So there's probably so many I've left out too, but I'm thankful to hear from each and every one of you. I just made a video, probably a 25-minute video. I didn't plan to. I was planning to just make an intro, and I made a 25-minute video, so that's going to be a separate video. But I wanted to say these things earlier today, but where those headphones wasn't working, I'm doing it now while I'm editing this video so I can add it into it. But yeah, I appreciate all of you, Buck and Billy Ray. I appreciate you, as many others do. I'm thankful for a lot of the stuff that you've shared on there, and my little boy, it made him happy too to hear what you said on your video the other day, when you mentioned me teaching my son and stuff like that. So he got a big smile on his face. And you mentioned something about splitting wood together. That would be awesome. I'd be happy to do that. I hope that we do that one day. I've thought that myself before. So you're the man that I learned from, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, but that shaped my axemanship around 6 years ago is when I found Buck and Billy Ray. And the way that I found him, I've described this before. I was outside splitting wood. This was random for me. I was doing lawn care, and the man that I did lawn care before commercially, he would do salt in the winter, salt roads and stuff like that, and some other things. But I seen that the salt would pile up, and there was nothing, you know, we wouldn't really do a lot with the salt. We would do other things, but not really a lot of salting. So I thought, well, I'm going to try to find something different. Maybe firewood would be good, you know, to keep me busy during the winter. And so I had hardly ever swung an axe in my life at that point. That's the truth. Lots of people think I've done it my whole life. No, I'd hardly ever swung an axe at that point. So what I did, I went and got on YouTube, and I looked up, I think, how to split firewood with an axe or something like that. And Buck and Billy Ray popped up. And so I clicked on it, and I watched them, and I'd never seen anybody split wood like that. And I thought to myself, wow, that looks perfect for me, because I hate to waste time, and I hate tedious things, really. And that just looks perfect. But it also, to somebody who has never done it before, can also look dangerous. It is dangerous if you don't know what you're doing with an axe. And at the beginning, my accuracy was not the best. So I had this big, tall chopping block out there, did not know what I was doing, put this piece on it, swung at it, hit it, and barely grazed it, and then the axe came down between my legs and hit the ground. And I said, okay, I'm going to go get on YouTube and see if I can find somebody. And that's how I found Bucking Billy Ray. And then I seen that style too, and I thought, wow, yeah, that's what I need, because I don't have a log splitter. I did not even have a truck. I had a Saturn Vue with a 5x10, and I had to get a hitch for that. You know, I didn't even have a hitch for it. Had to order it online and install it myself, and a 5x10 utility trailer. And I would deliver a full cord of wood with that thing, not four-wheel drive either. I made it work how I had to. And I think I had a double bit axe maybe at the beginning, and a monster maul, and then I ended up getting the Fiskars too. And but anyways, within about a month or so, I got comfortable swinging an axe, because when you're doing it daily, every day, it comes pretty quick, really. And I loved it, you know. And then I started seeing how much money I was making with it, and I thought, wow, this can actually work, you know. This can actually work well for me. And I really enjoyed it, and it worked so well, you know, Firewood, because when the firewood would stop, you know, around when spring began to start, usually landscaping or lawn care would pick up. There might have been like a gap, 1 month gap there, to where it was kind of not a lot going on. But then the landscaping and the lawn care would pick up, and then when that would stop, sometimes actually before that would stop, firewood would pick up. So it worked out perfect for me. And so I owe him a lot of, you know, I'm very thankful for what he did and sharing it the way that he does, because I've met lots of people. I've met some people before that seems, anyways, I'm not saying for sure, but it seems like they don't want to share little secrets and stuff like that. But he was very open and very happy even to share that, and so I'm very appreciative of that. And I've tried to share it with other people, but it's a rare thing to see people swing like that. It's criticized a lot, but for those that do it, you know as well as I do, I believe, that it's hard to beat for production, you know, when you're trying to produce a lot of wood. That's what I'm doing right now. You know, we split quite a bit today, and that's the video that I'll be editing here. And so I've tried lots of different methods, and that method just works the best for me. And it is something you got to be very comfortable with. But I learned it from him, and I started putting it to use. And my brother lived with me, I think right around that time. The first year I started, he stayed with me for a little while. And that winter he helped me, and I showed him Bucking Billy Ray as well. And we were both very impressed. And my brother, I would call him Windmill, because he would get that monster maul and swing it, and as soon as he hit, he would bring it back up, hit, bounce, bring it back up. And so I nicknamed him Windmill. But so yeah, I owe him a lot of thanks for that. I'm very thankful. And it was around 6 years ago when I found him, and I've watched him a lot since then. He's got a lot of interesting content, beautiful place where he lives, lots of valuable content for somebody trying to learn tree work or anything like that. I think he's what you would consider definitely a veteran in that field. You know, tree work and axemanship, top tier. And I've told many people that. So yeah, Bucking Billy Ray, I don't know if you see this or not, but thank you for you was thanking me and stuff, but thank you as well for the things that you've done and things that you've shared and everything. I wish you and your family the best. I do. But anyways, I guess I'll go on and add this to the video. It looks like I've talked for almost 10 minutes already. In the other video, I talked for probably 20. So anyway, that's enough, I guess. But I appreciate each and every one of you. I do. It's so nice to meet you. I've met some friendly people here lately. It's kind of, I'm not going to say necessarily rare, but to see them, I've met some people who I feel like would go out of their way to really help you. And it's good to meet people like that. It really is. But anyways, I've rambled on enough. I'm gonna go on and get off here and go in and edit this video, get it uploaded, and because tomorrow I got to get up early and supposed to meet somebody that I met at the Stave mill to load some wood together. But you all be safe out there. God bless. And now we'll go ahead and get to the video. All right, so here we are again, splitting a load of wood. Now this was, I think, 2 or 3 days ago. So there's more than one day kind of compiled into this video here. And I figured I'd do the audio through it. And part of the reason why I'm doing this audio, which I've done this audio a lot like this manually, but I do like talking to the camera too. But I've messed my iPhone up, as I said, and I've got a good microphone that kind of fixes that, a wireless one, but I lost the piece. So anyways, I'm going to try to order that piece and hopefully can make videos where I'm talking into the camera again. But until then, I don't mind to make it work the way that I need to. As you can see, we just did a truckload there. Here's a separate load, and this is a big load. This one went to Lexington. I delivered this man once before, man, the neighborhood was nice. I think he was a doctor or something like that. As you can see, that makes quite a bit of wood too there. That was that one load. So it's just under 2 face cords what it comes out to usually. But I want to record these homes. They're huge, you know. They're huge. I think they're beautiful home, beautiful neighborhoods. I did a gated community here a while back, and it's almost like its own separate little world, really, when you go into these. Here we are at the park. I like to add scenes of my family, and I'm very blessed and very thankful for my family. I see other people as well, you know, kind of Chassie always hates it. So you can see she's trying to put an end to that quick. My mom's the same way. I was at her place today splitting some of the wood. You'll see that here later on, and she did not want to be on camera. Some people don't want to be, and I'm kind of like that too. Well, I'm not anymore, but I used to be in the past. I would hate taking pictures, but now I actually feel pretty comfortable on camera. I do feel a little bit more pressure on live for sure. I feel more shy on a live. So here's a ramp that he actually gave me 2 of them. Steve gave me, the guy that was in my last video. Me and him had taken a picture together, who told me that he had told his wife about me and things like that. I've actually been to his home now and met him. We walked around his yard and talked and everything. And I just met him at the Stave mill, and he said he watched me on YouTube. And that man is such a kind man. He's trying to give me a log splitter and everything, and you know, he just very kind guy. And I won't say you don't meet him a lot, but I may say that actually, people like him that want to go that much out of their way to help you, you really don't. I don't meet a whole lot anyways. Not saying that I don't meet helpful people, because I've met plenty. On YouTube, I've met lots of nice people, so that's one of my favorite things about it, is getting to talk to you all and meet you all. And I plan to meet many more of you, and I plan to come and even visit some of you that I've talked to on there. Roadhog is somebody that I've been supposed to go and meet for quite a while now, and I intend to do that still. He's somebody that's been commenting on my videos pretty much from the beginning, and he does scrapping, and I really like Roadhog. But as you can see, these ramps help a lot here. So there were some rounds here that I rode up it that I would not want to be. That one's not too big right there, but there's some that I rode up it, and as you can see the approval there, that I would not want to lift them. Now, as you can see, it holds weight pretty good too. I'm right now around, I think, 256, 258, something like that. And as you can see, it held me just fine, which, you know, I've seen people drive ATVs up and everything, mowers. So it'll be really handy for that. And it's also got a strap that goes on your tailgate. And as you can see earlier there, I was kind of showing a little slot to where I was putting it on my tailgate, and then you pull that strap tight, and that keeps it from kicking out on you and stuff. But there wasn't really a lot of people there this day. When I was pulling into the Stave mill, there was a guy pulling out. I'd met him there before. He also said he watched me. Him and his wife, I think it was, were pulling out. He was the one that said he watched me, not her, but they were pulling out today. And then as I left, there was another guy, or 2 more trucks pulled in. But the whole time I was there, really, I had it to myself this day. And I'm going back tomorrow morning pretty early. I have some wood to deliver tomorrow morning. A couple loads, I believe, maybe 3 even. And but anyways, as you can see, it's quite a pile of wood here, and that pile goes way back there. And it's really been a blessing this year to me. I've always got it out of the woods, and you know, I'm fine with doing that still. As long as you have a good location, that's really a good way to do it, especially if the wood's been down for quite a while. But this right here, the Stave mill, is great. I mean, it's all white oak. It's just heavy. It's not easy to deal with for someone like me who has a pickup truck. But that was so nice of Steve to give me those ramps. I offered to buy them from him and everything, but he offered them to me out of nowhere. And it's just so kind of him. And wanting to give me a log splitter and everything, a $4,000 log splitter. And like I said, I never asked him or anything, or even insinuated anything like that. He just offered, because he said he watched me on YouTube. So it was really good meeting him, and me and him have been talking. And he told me today on the phone, we talked the other day at his place for quite a while, probably around 30 minutes to 45 minutes. And we were talking about God and everything, and he was telling me how that God had changed his life, and just how good that God was to him and everything. And he was telling me, he said, you know, I watch you and you're really hard worker, and I just want to be a friend to you. He told me that today on the phone. I was talking to him. He said, I just want to be a friend to you, and I just want to help you in any way that I can. And I say the same thing back to him right now. I don't know if I haven't said that yet to him, but I'm saying it right now. I don't know if he's watching this. If there's any way that I can help him, I'd like to do the same. I'd like to be a help to other people, you know, in any good way that I can. And so I may not have a whole lot to offer. I'm a grunt worker, I guess you call it, you know. Maybe not a highly skilled guy in certain things, but in grunt work and stuff, I'm pretty good at that, I feel like. And I feel like I've got certain skills as well. But as far as grunt work goes, you know, I'd be happy to help others in any way that I can with that. Carter was the cameraman there. You can see he disapproved of the no busting sign there. A lot of the times I don't see these things with Carter until I'm editing the video, you know, because I don't watch it right then and there until I get home and start editing. Like this right here, him zooming in on me. I didn't see that until I edited the video. But as you can see, that ramp is really coming in handy there. This is probably the biggest load that I got, because later on here you'll see we go to my mom's and unload it. And the whole reason why is because both of these customers were in Moorhead, which is where that Stave mill is at. But you're not allowed to split it there. So I have to bring it home to Jeffersonville. But my mom lives in Bath County, which is quite a bit closer to the Stave mill there. So I asked her if I could come and split the wood there, and she said that would be fine. And so that's what we did. We ended up going to my mom's, and my little nephew Jasper, he lives with my mom. My mom has full custody. I have one brother, a younger brother. He's a year and 2 months younger than me, and he has a son. But my mom has full custody of his son, and his name is Jasper. He's my only nephew. I love him very much, and he's a precious little boy. He had never spent a night with anybody until he spent the night with us. And I talked him. I was the one that talked him into it. I just kept telling him. I said, look, I'll take care of you. You don't got to worry. He was just scared of spending a night with anybody. Now he wants to spend a night with us pretty much every weekend, or have one of my kids go over there. And I'm very happy about that, you know. But anyways, this is my mom's place, and this is back behind the barn there. You all have seen me. Well, I don't know. Some of you all may have seen me before. It's definitely in some of my videos. Me pulling into the driveway at her place there, and even getting some wood from across the creek there. She lives on the road where the 200-acre wood is. She lives on that road about probably a mile from it. And anyways, nobody has ever seen this area, though. This is back behind the barn. Yeah, there I am, kind of showing off L8 bluegrass soda ginger ale there. But anyway, this is back behind the barn, and now this day was around 60 degrees. I was sweating here splitting wood. It was around 60 degrees, I'd say. And this is the biggest load I've got in my truck yet, I believe. Because after I split all this, I loaded a big load, a $200 load for me, and I still had probably another half a truckload of wood there. And it was split, but you couldn't really tell it a whole lot. Well, you could, but it was still standing together. That's kind of how this white oak is. You've got to, it ain't always like that, but some of it, if you don't split the strands as you're doing it, you've got to pull it apart by hand, or either pick up your axe and split it some more. It's really tough stuff when it comes to that. Red oak is a whole different game. Now, white oak is very similar to red oak if it's straight grain. It splits pretty easily, but it is strangier than red oak. Red oak is probably one of my favorite woods to split, honestly. But white oak is just so much strangier. I've kind of said it before. It's like the wood that bundled itself. And you all have heard me here lately too, talking about getting a dump truck and stuff, and maybe like a double axle trailer as well later. Not a dump trailer, just because I don't think my truck would be capable really of that, especially when it's loaded down. But a dump truck, I think, is really what I want the most, because I can go right in there to a Stave mill and they'll load it, and you know, I can bring it home and dump it, and then once I've got it split, you know, and I can load the dump truck, and I can take bigger quantities. I did used to deliver cords before with a trailer, but it would drag my truck all over the place, you know, a half-ton truck. I would stop, you know, and if the road was wet a little bit, it would push me almost past the stop sign because of that weight. And then I had one drag me down a hill one time in a guy's yard when I was trying to do a delivery, and I could not stop. I tried, and it just dragged my truck like nothing. You know, it's a lot of weight. When you got a big heavy trailer, especially dump trailers, because I know they're built very heavy duty, and I know that they work well for certain guys. If I had a bigger, heavier duty truck, I might consider that, but I do believe there's advantages as well to just having just a single unit. I'm pretty good at backing trailers, but something I found too, that I've delivered to like mountainy driveways and stuff like that in some places to where it's hard to get back out once you get in there with the trailer because of the locations that they're in. So this video isn't too long. Here we are, as I said, at my mom's, and I talked to her for a little bit. She did not want to be on camera, and but this is just kind of what we've been doing here lately. Now I do believe the wood, unless the weather changes here soon, the wood is slowing down quite a bit because it's been in the 60s. But January was great for somebody like me who sells firewood. But I appreciate each and every one of you. It's good hearing from all of you. Good to meet you all. You all be safe out there. God bless, and thank you so much for everything. We truly appreciate it.